Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we're going to cover decisions and repeating. Let's start out with decisions. So oftentimes when you launch a program you provided some input. So for example, when you launch Microsoft Word, you usually give it a text file as input. And then Microsoft Word will make a bunch of decisions as to which characters to draw and where to draw them. And all these decisions are based on the input that you pass it, which is a text file. So how do we tell the computer to make different choices or different decisions based on some information that was passed to it or some variable? In Python and in most other languages, you use what's known as an if statement. So let me just go ahead and show you the syntax really quick. We're going to create a variable called a, and I'm going to assign it 4. But I want you to make a leap of faith here. So instead of, seeing that I assigned 4 to this, pretend that I somehow got this as input from the user. Now in a later video I'll actually show you how to get input from the user. But for now, to make this discussion easier, just pretend that I didn't just assign 4, but the user passed in some number. And then we're assigning that user provided number to the variable a. Now we want our program to make a decision based on the value of this a. How do we do it? Here's the syntax. So we can say if a is less than 10, what do we want to do? We want to make a 10. So basically we assign 10 to a. Not 10, let's just say 7. Okay, it doesn't really matter. But the point is, this is the syntax. This is how you tell a computer to make a choice based on some condition, right? So this portion over here, that's the part that we call the condition. If the condition is true, then the statements underneath the if statement, they get executed. In this case, we only have one statement, so this statement will get executed. Let's go ahead and run this, and let's see what the value of a is. Here's a quiz for you, try to guess it. And it's 7. Because this condition was true, this statement got executed and it changed to 7. Let's do another example. If a is, we'll say, less than 2. If a is less than 2, we're going to reassign it to 12. What do you think will happen here? Let's walk through it, right? The condition says if a is less than 2, then execute this second line. Is a less than 2? Well, what's a? It's 7. Is 7 less than 2? No. So this should never get executed. Let's see if that is indeed the case. Let's look at the value of a. Can you guess what it will be? 7. It did not change. So we always hear people tell us that computers are very good at repeating themselves or repeating something over and over and over again. It doesn't have to be the same exact thing, but it can be something similar. They're very good at it and they're very fast at it. So how do we tell the computer to repeat something? Here's the syntax. You use what's called a while loop. So while, we'll say while a is less than 15, it's 7 right now, so while a is less than 15, we want to basically increase it by 1. That's what we're doing here. Because we're assigning to the variable a plus 1. That's the same thing as just saying we're increasing the value of a by 1. So let's walk through this, how this while statement works, right? So first, this condition is checked. Well, first of all, intuitively it makes sense, right? It's saying that as long as this condition is true, so while this condition is true, then execute all the statements that are underneath the while statement. So initially, is a less than 15? A is 7. So the condition is true, so we execute this statement, which means we increase it. Now what does a become? A becomes 8. And then after you finish executing all the statements, you go back up and check the condition. Well, now, is 8 less than 15? Yes, it is, so you increase it again. Now you go back up and you ask, is 9 less than 15? Yes, it is. This will continue until a becomes 15. Is 15 less than 15? No. In that case, then you don't execute this statement and you continue to whatever is below, all the way down here, which we have nothing. So let's execute this, and can you guess once again what the value of a is? 15. So quick recap. We have basically said that the whole purpose of a program is to tell a computer what to do. And one of the most basic things that you want to tell a computer is to store some information. Sometimes that information is passed from the user. you want to operate on that information. Well, first of all, you want to name that information via variables, and then you want to operate on that information. Oftentimes, you want to make decisions based on values of certain pieces of information. And here is basically the syntax for how you do that. Also, oftentimes, you want to repeat yourself because computers are very good and very fast at doing the same or similar things again and again and again. So here's the syntax for how you tell it to repeat itself. So that's it for this video. It was a short one. I'm sure you guys don't mind though. I think that you guys are going to really enjoy the next few videos because we're starting to get to the heart, to the core concepts of programming. And these concepts, in my opinion, are the really, really fun ones. So I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.